I was quite confident. I thought I won that fight again. I think I've got Larry Holmes, dear.
He thinks Tyson Fury probably will walk away, but I can see the enticement. I can see the rubber match between him and AJ.
When you lose to Usyk, it shouldn't really mean that you need to hang him up.
No.
He's
like the
pound for
UFC
pound
model, isn't it? Like when big fighters lose all the time.
Once you start regressing,
I was pretty sure of myself. I believed I had won that fight again, and I believe I have Larry Hez D. He believes Tyson Fury will most likely leave, but I can see the attraction, the rubber match between him and AJ, and I know that losing to Usyk shouldn't necessarily mean hanging him. A lot of people in the boxing community view this moment as bittersweet, acknowledging the legacy left behind and wondering what the heavyweight division might look like without him. For years, he has been a dominant force, showcasing remarkable skill, resilience, and charisma that have defined an era. His ability to rise to challenges and deliver unforgettable performances has earned him a place among the greats. The UPC model is similar to when big fighters lose all the time once you start regressing. Now that retirement is being discussed, there is conjecture about whether this choice is appropriate or if there is still more to accomplish. For fighters, the transition from an active career to retirement is frequently difficult. Some people think that leaving now will leave a legacy free from needless dangers. His presence brought excitement and intrigue to every matchup, elevating the sport and inspiring a new generation without his larger-than-life personality and exceptional skills. However, while some believe that the competitive drive that fuels champions might lead to a return, leaving behind the adrenaline of the ring and the roar of the crowd is a difficult idea, even for the most accomplished athletes. Who will take over as heavyweight boxing's dominant figure is uncertain. But retirement marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of new opportunities, whether it be coaching the next generation, concentrating on personal development, or pursuing ventures outside the ring. This marks a significant turning point as the boxing world responds, and everyone agrees that his influence on the sport is undeniable and that his absence will be felt greatly following his most recent fight. When a reporter questioned Tyson Fury about his future intentions in boxing, the heavyweight champion responded simply, saying he was going home to recover. Fans and experts are wondering what the Gypsy King will do next after hearing this straightforward but telling comment. Fury's statement illustrates the toll that intense training camps have on athletes competing at the highest level of boxing. Even for someone as skilled as Fury, the physical and mental preparation required to enter the ring can be too much to handle. It is crucial to take some time to recuperate and think, particularly following high-stakes matches that require peak performance. This response also highlights Fury's distinct style of play, in contrast to many fighters who make preparations for the future right away. With rumors of possible rematches and other high-profile fights circling in the background, Fury's next moves will surely shape the heavyweight division's landscape. For now, the boxing world waits as Fury takes a break from the spotlight to refuel. Whether he's planning a comeback to the ring or contemplating retirement, one thing is certain: a boxer with a legacy as rich as Fury's choosing the right time and circumstances to return or retire is crucial. One of the sport's most captivating stories to this day is Tyson Fury's journey. Only time will tell what the Gypsy King will do next. Claps Carl Fr, a former world champion, has commented on the rumors that Tyson Fury would retire. While acknowledging the appeal of a final big fight, Fr said that Fury might want to retire from boxing. A rubber battle versus Anthony Joshua, for example, could garner a lot of attention and cement Fury's legacy. While Fr stressed that the loss wasn't devastating, he acknowledged that it represents a second blemish on Fury's otherwise stellar record for a fighter who has long hailed his undefeated status as a symbol of his dominance. Fury's comments follow his recent defeat to Oleksandr Usyk, a fight that many saw as a turning point in his career. Before the fight, Fury displayed his signature swagger, insulting Usyk and calling himself the true champion. The loss might have a significant impact on his decision to continue. Although Fr noted that the build-up to the fight increased the rivalry's intensity and made the loss even more painful, Fr also hinted that Fury might not be completely discouraged by the loss, because the heavyweight champion has always thrived on difficult tasks and high-stakes battles. The notion of facing Anthony Joshua in a fight is still alluring. While Fury's next moves are still up in the air, Fr believes that the Gypsy King may find it impossible to resist the allure of such a momentous event as the boxing world awaits Fury's decision. Fr highlighted how a fight with Joshua could become a career-defining moment for both fighters, especially given the public demand and their history together. The intricacy of a profession at the intersection of opportunity and legacy pride is reflected in Afar's observations.
Not just colleagues, we're actually really good friends. But I agree with what he said there. He'd like to see Usyk walk away. He thinks Tyson Fury probably will walk away, but I can see the enticement. I can see the rubber match between him and AJ. But Tyson, I don't know how he's going to take that. That was another not devastating loss, but it's another loss. And on the build-up there, when he was giving Usyk some beef and saying, "I'm the champion, you're effing this and you're effing that and you rabbit," and he was getting wound up, you could see that.
Only co-workers, we are actually very close friends, but I agree with him when he says that he would like to see Usyk leave. He believes that Tyson Fury will leave, but I can see the attraction and the rubber match between him and AJ, but I'm not sure how Tyson would handle that. It was another devastating loss. But it was still a loss, and during the build-up, he was giving Usyk some beef and saying, "I'm the champion, you're effing this and you're effing that and you're rabbit," and you could see that he was getting winded. Oleksandr Usyk's comments touched on the mental toll that such losses can take, especially on a fighter as proud and successful as Tyson Fury. FR provided a straightforward and nuanced analysis of Fury's potential retirement, addressing the emotional and professional difficulties Fury faces after consecutive losses. FR emphasized Fury's behavior prior to his rematch with Usyk, pointing out how obviously upset he seemed and how his blazing confidence was characterized by taunting and foul language. According to FR, declarations of supremacy demonstrated not only his spirit of competition, but also the pressure he put on himself to continue being the heavyweight division's king. Usyk's consecutive triumphs over Fury, FR suggested that Fury's wealth and family support may not be enough to ease the pain of losing his position at the top of the boxing world, even though £100 million provides financial security. This casts a shadow over his legacy and raises the question of whether Fury can move past these setbacks and leave the sport with dignity. Referring to Fury's Netflix video, FR underlined that genuine fulfillment stems from inner contentment, something he feels Fury has to rediscover outside of the ring. However, Frock also recognized another aspect of Fury's mentality that thrives on rivalry and the limelight of boxing. In the end, FR's remarks show both appreciation for Fury's accomplishments and an awareness of the emotional crossroads he now faces whether he decides to retire or take on new challenges. This is because of the Gypsy King's strong attachment to the fight game and the identity of being the champion. Fury may find it difficult to give up the limelight and the rush of competition. FR hopes he can move through this phase of his life with contentment and grace.
He actually got a bit of hatred for Usyk there because he's ruined his legacy and he's ruined him at the end of his career. He's had back-to-back defeats now. Can he mentally cope with that and retire? I know he's got 100 million quid in the bank, which is going to soften the blow. But bottom line is, money shouldn't be your king. You should be contented with your family. He's got a lot of kids. You should be able to enjoy your life and move on. But just from what I've seen him in the Netflix documentary, he loves fighting and he loves being the champ. He loves being on top. So I sincerely hope Tyson Fury can cope with that loss, the back-to-back defeats, and walk away with his chin held high and smile, because he's had a great career and he's been a great champion. He's been an unbelievable character for the sport of boxing. I wouldn't blame him actually if he jumped in with AJ and took the rubber match, because it's a fight that will sell. It will fill Wembley. I don't know if they'll get 80,000 in there, but it will get a big crowd at Wembley Stadium, and that will be a sign-off payday.
At the end of his career, he had back-to-back losses. Can he mentally handle it and retire? He truly harbors some animosity for USK since he has destroyed his legacy and wrecked him. I'm aware that he has £100 million in the bank, which will help ease the pain, but ultimately money shouldn't rule your life. You should be happy with your family, have many children, and be able to move on. However, based on what I've seen of him in the Netflix documentary, he loves fighting and being the champion. I sincerely hope Tyson Fury can handle the back-to-back defeat and leave with a smile on his face, because he's had an incredible career, been a fantastic champion, and has been an incredible figure for boxing. I wouldn't blame it if he jumped in with AJ and took the rubber match, because it's a fight that will sell. Fill Wembley, it will draw a sizable crowd to Wembley Stadium, which will be a sign-off for cash in a recent TalkSport podcast, but I'm not sure how many people will be there. As rumors circulate regarding Tyson Fury's potential retirement or continued fighting, Simon Jordan and the hosts delved into the contentious subject of the Gypsy King's objectives, legacy, and the future of the heavyweight superstar. The discussion started with skepticism on Fury's possible retirement. One host voiced doubt, claiming that Fury's persona and history indicate he won't quit the sport just yet, and that if there is significant money at play, he will return. They made the argument that Fury had a talent for grabbing profitable opportunities. The notion that Fury enjoys challenges and the attention he receives lends credence to the but he isn't done with boxing yet. As the conversation turned to Oleksandr Usyk, Fury's most recent opponent, it became more contemplative. Alex-CIO, Usyk's promoter, expressed his great pride in the Ukrainian boxer and called him an inspiration. Kook emphasized the honor and drive that Usyk gives to the sport. This appreciation highlights Usyk's influence as a competitor, as well as a representation of tenacity and excellence. Additionally, the hosts discussed Usyk's legacy in box history. While Usyk may not be the greatest fighter of all time, Simon Jordan said he is without a doubt the best of his generation. Another host concurred, citing Usyk's accomplishments as an undisputed cruiserweight champion, an undisputed heavyweight champion, and numerous wins over elite opponents like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. As the discussion returned to Fury, they acknowledged that Usyk's domination leaves nothing else for him to prove, establishing his reputation as one of the sport's most successful fighters. As Usyk's accomplishments are honored, the hosts highlighted how Fury's next decision could determine his legacy. It's still unclear if Fury will return to take back his reign or go with his legacy intact. The podcast's general conclusion was that Fury should continue to fight for money, and that his desire for competition would probably entice him to return to the ring. With Usyk solidifying his status as the greatest of this generation and Fury standing at a crossroads for the
Usyk
division's
cementing
future,
his place as the
TalkSport
best of this
conversation
era,
highlighted the
and
crucial
Fury
moment in
standing at a
heavyweight
crossroads, the future of the division
still as
remains as
fascinating as ever.
intriguing as ever.
Do you think we'll ever see Fury back after that, or do you think he'll sail off into the sunset?
If good money is at stake, he will come. I think he's not retiring, for sure.
How proud are you of Oleksandr?
Absolutely proud. There is no such word. I can't actually find the word in English to say what I really am. But let's choose very, very, very extremely proud.
He has such dignity, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Every time he speaks, every time he appears.
Yes. He's like a son. When I come to his aura, I feel motivation, I feel incentive to live, to be happy.
Do you think we'll ever see Fury again after that, or do you think he'll sail off into the sunset? I think he's not retiring, for sure. How proud are you of Alexander? There isn't a word in English that can adequately describe how proud I am of him, but let's just say that he is so dignified that every time he speaks and shows up, he acts like a son. When I visit his AA, I feel inspired and motivated to leave to be happy and such.